Hi friends, thanks for joining my Google Meet today. Today's activity, we're actually going to learn how to make a book, okay? We're going to need some different materials. We're going to have to talk about books, what we need in our book, what titles are, what an author is, what an illustration is, things of that nature, okay friends? So first let's start with materials. To make our book, we're going to need some construction paper. So I have one piece of white construction paper, I have one piece of green construction paper, and I have one piece of red construction paper. So these are going to make up our cover, the back of our book, and our pages. We also have some markers to write with. I have a pencil to draw with. And make sure we do everything in pencil first so we can go back and erase if we have to. We have some scissors if we need them. We have a ruler, some crayons, and a stapler. So we should all have most of this stuff at home to make our book, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So first thing we want to do when we make our book, we want to figure out how many pages we're going to have. So for my book, I'm going to have one cover and one back, 1 page, 2 page, 3 page, 4 page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cover, the paper I want to be my cover, and I'm going to fold it over. Okay, so do it with me, fold it over. Lay it down, make sure it's nice and even, and fold. So now I have a cover to my book and a back. Then I'm going to need some pages. So same thing, I'm going to take my book, the ones I'm going to use for pages, and fold it over, just like this. So now I have some pages, okay? And I'm going to add one more just for fun. So take your paper and fold it over. So our next step to making our book, we have to put it together. So we're going to take our pages and put them in one another. And then we're going to take our cover and put it over the pages, okay? So our book so far is a couple of easy steps to get to where we need to be. Then I'm going to take my stapler and I'm going to staple one at the top corner. Did it go through? Not all the way, so let's do that again. Make sure you push hard, friends, because the construction paper is pretty thick. So let me try again. That one went through. Then I'm going to put, so I have one in the corner. I'm going to put one in the middle. That one went through. And I'm going to put one in the other corner. So far, so good. So far, we have our book put together with a couple of staples and a couple pieces of construction paper. So we'll have a cover, we'll have a first page, we'll have a second page, we'll have a third page, a fourth page, and the back of the book, okay? So today I decided, since the holidays are coming up, we're gonna do a book about your favorite holiday. It can be Hanukkah, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, whatever you want it to be, you draw it in your book and then we're gonna talk about it. But remember, there's a couple things we need in our book before we can even start drawing. So, what is the first thing of a book that you read? What is it called? What is this thing up here called? Let me write it. Right, a title. So, first thing we're gonna do is make a title. I'm gonna make my title Merry Christmas. I'm going to write it in pencil first and then trace it with a marker, okay? So I'm going to write my title so everybody knows what the title of the book is. All right, so I have a title that I wrote in pencil so I can go back and trace it in case I messed up. So, after you make your title and you're happy with it, find a color marker you like. I'm going to use black and go over and trace it. Remember, friends, if you need help making letters, you can either ask me or your grown-ups at home to help you. They'll gladly help, as will I. All right. Almost there. All right, so I have my title traced out. The next thing we want to do with our book, friends, is make sure we write who it's written by. if you don't write your name on it, we're not going to know it's written by you. So, my name is Mr. Lang, so I'm going to write by Mr. Lang. So, as you can see, I took my pencil, I wrote by Mr. Lang. Once again, I'm going to choose a marker that you'd like to go over it with, so it looks a little nicer. And everyone's going to know that I wrote this book. All right, so far we have our title, the author, who is me, and maybe we can draw a little picture on the front. Okay.
Does the officer of the day have his walkie, please?
Sorry. So I'm gonna, since I'm doing Christmas, maybe I'm gonna draw some cookies and milk. How's that sound? So I'll draw 3 cookies and a glass of milk. All right, so here's my cover so far, because we all know Santa loves cookies and milk. So I'm going to trace my cookies. All right. There's some chocolate chips in them. We all know Santa's favorite cookies are chocolate chips, or maybe Oreos. I'm going to trace my milk. All right, and real quick, I'm going to color my cookies in. Make sure you color, make sure it's nice and bright. All right, so we're coloring our cookies in. All right, that looks great. So far, I have my title, my who the author is me, and my front cover picture. Next up, we have to open our book, and write about what our favorite holiday is. Like I said, mine is Christmas, so I'm gonna write about Christmas. You can choose whatever you'd like to choose, friends. So, first things first, this is where the rule comes in, okay? If you have a hard time with this, you can ask grown-ups or ask myself. I could help you. If we're doing this over Google Meet and not in hybrid, you'll have to ask a grown-up. So the first thing you want to do is take your ruler and put it on your paper, like so, to make lines for you to write on, okay? So I'm going to make 3 different lines for me to write on, so I keep my words pretty straight. All right. So here are my lines for me to write on. I'm going to write why Christmas is one of my favorite holidays. And you should do the same about your favorite holiday on the first page. So I'm going to write, I love Christmas because I get to spend time with family. All right. So I wrote, I love Christmas because I get to spend time with family. That's one of the main reasons I love Christmas. So now I have to draw a picture that goes with this. And a picture in a book is called an illustration, friends. So when you see a picture in a book, that is called an illustration. So I'm going to draw, my illustration is going to be my family and friends. So I'm going to draw a person. Remember, friends, we're doing it in pencil first in case we have run into some troubles. And we can erase if we have to. All right, so I'm going to trace my family and friends.
Sure. The gentleman with the dog's left, and the vehicles over here are just construction. They're just getting ready to do work on Central Parkway near the school.
All right. So far I have my first page done with my illustrations. So far we have a cover, a title, and an author. Now we have some text, some writing. and an illustration, okay? So now we can turn the page, and we'll do one more illustration and one more sentence for everybody. So once again, we'll pull out our ruler, make our lines. Feel free to ask for help. All right, and the second reason I love Christmas, I'm going to write about the food. I love eating the food. So I wrote, I love eating the food. So now I'm going to draw a picture of food with my pencil first, of course. I'm going to draw something there. And all right, now that I drew my pictures, I'm going to outline. All right, now I need to color. So let's do some green beans. Let's do some blueberry pie. We could do some, let's see, that, and we could do some milk, and we could do some mashed potatoes. All right, so we have our illustration, our sentence on our second page. So that is just a quick tutorial of our activity and how to make a book. Like I said, you can make a book on anything you would like involving your favorite holiday and why you love your favorite holiday. If you need any help writing, well, feel free to ask. I will help you as best as possible. If you need help making your lines, I will gladly do that. If you need help making your book as well, I can help do that as well. If we're doing this on our Google Meet, you can ask your grown-ups at home, and I'm sure they'll be glad to help you. Remember, friends, there's a couple things I want you to put in this book. I want you to have a title, so I know what the book's about. I want you to have an illustration, so you can show us the class a picture what you want to talk about. And I want you to have an author, so we know who wrote the book. This all goes on the cover. That's the front of the book. Then I want you to have a first page and write why this is your favorite holiday. And draw a picture of why it's your favorite holiday. If we were meeting in person, we'll discuss this in person. If we're meeting on our Google Meet, we'll talk about it over our Google Meet. I want you to then draw one more page of your book, write a sentence, and once again, draw a picture, okay? And if you'd like, you can even use the back of the book and draw a picture for the end of your story. I hope everyone has a great day. I'll talk to you soon. And if you have any questions about making a book, I'm here to help. Bye, friends.